guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Emily. Today we are doing my November book haul. I have quite a few books actually that I didn't get to mention in October because I kind of went on a little bit of a spree at the end of October. So I'm going to quickly go through those. I'm going to actually quickly go through all of these because there's so many. But I hope you enjoy nonetheless. And if you see any that you've read and you really like, let me know down below. But anyway, let's get into it. So the first one is Falling Away by Penelope Douglas. I try to pick these up on Kindle when they go on sale because I do want to kind of binge the series so that I can read her series that has, I think, the kids from this series. It goes into their books, so I picked this one up. The next one I picked up is The Ballad of Black Tom. This is, I think, a short story or novella, whatever, but can't really remember what it's about. Obviously, you know, Black Tom, but that's all I really know. That's all I want to know, and I like having short books for times when I feel like I just need something quick to read. So same for the next book. I got Night of the Mannequins by Stephen Graham Jones. Short book, heard good things about it. I believe it might be like short horror, so that's neat. Next, I got The Van Life Murders. I forget where I saw this, but it looked really interesting, and I love like the tiny house van life movement, so to see a horror book or thriller book or whatever with that aspect in it, I snatched that up quickly. The next one I have is The Lost Village. I have the audiobook out from my library, and this book went on sale, so I snatched it up too. So next was an audiobook I picked up, and I got Aurora Burning by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I've read Aurora Rising, sorry. I read Aurora Rising before, but I wanted to try this time around with the audiobooks because I know it has like a full cast of characters. So next in October, I got Within These Wicked Walls. I think it's Laura Blackwood. I could be wrong. I'm so sorry. It'll be right here. But I did pick that one up. I was supposed to read it in November and I didn't, and I'm really sad about it. Next, I have Death by Laura Thalassa. I did read this already and completed the Four Horsemen trilogy, and I'm really sad it's over, but I was so happy to get to this book. I love the series. I love the author's writing, so happy to have this on my Kindle. The next one I actually saw, I can't remember whose channel I saw it on, but it is Among Thieves, and it's like shorter fantasy, but it sounds so good and the cover is beautiful, so I had to pick it up. The next one I got is actually also like a short story. It's like really short, but it's A Dead Djinn in Cairo because it's one of the novellas that come before A Master of Djinn, and so I wanted to get this one, and I think there's like 2 more that come before it that I want to get, but I wanted to get them so that I could read them before I read A Master of Djinn because that one I'm super excited for. So I kind of started going on like a little bit of an adult fantasy binge lately. So I picked up A Ruin of Kings because Jade from JD Ray Reads was really like praising this book series, and I just want to know what it's all about. It sounds good. I've heard other people talk about it, but the way she talked about it just made me want to pick it up, and so I did. Next, I got a sequel, and that is This Coven Won't Break by Isabel Sterling. I loved her first one. It was nice, spooky feeling, and I really wanted to get the second one because I wanted to know what happened after the events of the first one. So next was If I Knew It Was Coming Out. It was definitely an anticipated release for this year, and that was Fuckboy Psychos by C.M. Stunich. Behind me here, I have her Havoc series, and I absolutely love it. She writes badass females and reverse harems, and they're just so good. So I picked this book up, read it in November, and absolutely loved it. So next I got Unwritten Rules. I was kind of just searching for romance to like kind of stockpile in my Kindle because sometimes I just go through like wanting to read romance like back to back to back. So I try to always like search for Kindle deals for romance books that I'm interested in so that I have them available when I really want to read some romance. So that's why I got this one, and it's why I also got the next one, which is Dear Love, I Hate You, and I believe they're by the same author, but this kind of reminds me of Punk 57 a little bit. That's all I really want to know about it because I love Punk 57, so if you love Punk 57, I've heard that this book is similar to it, so pick it up and try it. Next was another deal, and it is We Sold Our Souls by Grady Hendrix. I'm collecting all his books because I just want to read all of them. I've read 2 of them so far by him, and they were so good, and I just can't go back now. Like, it has been done, and I need to read them all. So I have another adult fantasy, and that is The Ember Blade, and I actually found this one through Jessie May's like recommended fantasy videos. It just sounded so good. It has some things in it that I love, and I just picked it up. It wasn't that expensive on Kindle, so I picked it up, and now it's here, and I have it. Will I read it? I have no idea, but I have it. That's all that matters. The next 2 books I got, they're part of a series. Kind of want to just, again, binge it whenever I'm in a romance mood. So that is The Worthy Opponent and The Beast by Katie Robert. They're like Disney reimagined smut, kind of, and I can't get enough, so I got those, add them to my collection. So those were all the other ones I got in October. Oh, my friend's voice. So those are all the ones I got in October that I didn't get to put into my last book haul, in October. So now that we're all caught up, we are going to move into November's actual book haul. So there's quite a few on here too. I can't be stopped. I find so many good deals on Kindle, so I'm gonna take them. Books are expensive these days, but when I can find them cheap, I will get them. So the first one is The Other Side of the Sky by Amy Kaufman. I believe someone else. Is it Megan Spooner that she wrote this with? I can't remember, but it'll be here. I'm kind of like moving away from some of the YA fantasy, but this was on sale. I'm really interested. I like Amy Kaufman's writing, so I thought I'd give it a try. So the next one, I actually have a Kindle book for it, but I also wanted a physical copy because it's just stunning. I've heard really good things about it, and I wanted to pick up a physical book. I haven't picked up any physical books hardly this second half of the year, and I just needed to own this, and that is The 1,000 Deaths of Arthur Ben by Tyler Whitesides. So it says Liar, Thief, Legend, but I believe it has to deal with this guy, Arthur Ben, and he's kind of given this task to steal something, I think, from the king. Yeah, he sets out to steal from the most powerful king the realm has ever known, but soon it becomes clear that much more is at stake than fame or glory, and him and his team might just be the last hope for human civilization. It is a chunky boy, but I'll take it. It just sounds amazing, looks stunning, and I've heard good things about this, so I needed to pick this up. So the next book I picked up is actually the sequel to Unwritten Rules, and that is Unbroken Rules. I read the first book and I really enjoyed it, so I definitely want to see what happens in the next book following the same characters. The next one I picked up, I actually saw, I think it was on the Wild Sasha's TBR for November. I could be wrong, but that is The Gods of Men, and I read the synopsis for this. It was on sale, and so I grabbed it. It's another fantasy. Sounds amazing. Beautiful cover. I mean, what more can you ask for? So the next book I picked up kind of on a whim. I saw Booked and Busy kind of talk about it, and I did my own research on it. And it's like an older adult fantasy series, I believe, but it's got some high praise for the later books in the series because it's like a big series, and that's Unsold. Honestly, I can't even remember what it's about. They all start to run together in my head after a while, and there's a lot of books I'm talking about today, so yeah, I picked this one up too. So the next one I picked up is Aurora's End. The cover is stunning. This is by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is the next book I have to read for the series, and then it'll be over, and I'll be sad, but I'll be happy because that's another series finished, so I picked this one up. I also got the audiobook for it too, because the audiobook versions for these books are so amazing. Multiple cast narrators, so check it out. The next book I picked up is Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey, if I remember correctly. It is a sci-fi. It's pretty chunky. I've been hearing lots of good things about it, and I want to check it out, so I grabbed it. Ooh, the next one I'm really excited for, and that is There Are No Saints, and I believe I can't remember who it's by, but it'll be right here. This is a romance, and it has to deal with a guy who's a serial killer, and he ends up falling in love with this girl, but she doesn't know he kills people. I don't know. It sounds really good. I've heard really good things about this from some people, so definitely excited about this one. So the next one I got is Wolfsong by TJ Klune. This is kind of for a video next year, as is the last one, but I picked this up because I saw someone review it, and it was really good review, and it made me want to pick it up, so I did. The next one I got, it's another chunky fantasy, and that is The Shadow of What Was Lost by James Islington. I don't know how you say it, sorry. Look at this, but it's so floppy, and we love floppy books, like come on, these are the best books. Again, I don't really know what this is about, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I wanted to pick it up because, like, the cover's so beautiful, and I'm trying to get more into adult fantasy, and, you know, we can't resist the pretty books. The next two books I picked up are a continuation of a manga series because I had no volumes left, so I picked up the next two, and that is Seven Deadly Sins, Volume 12 and 13. This is actually made into a show on Netflix, and I absolutely love it. That's where I found it. These books pretty much are the TV show, in my opinion, with a few things that didn't quite make it into them. But essentially we follow Elizabeth, and she is on the hunt to find the Seven Deadly Sins, to help save her kingdom from the Holy Knights who have kind of gone rogue. So the series is so much more. There's so much, like, oh god, if I can't even say it because it'd be spoilers for this, but so good. Absolutely love it. If you haven't checked it out, I definitely would. So the next two are a long time coming, but I finally picked up Saga Volume 2. I read Saga Volume 1 multiple times, and I never, like, continued on with this, but I hear so many good things, and now I've heard that they're finally going to start continuing on after Volume 9 came out. They took a break for a couple years, so I am super excited to get to this now that they're going to be continuing on. So yeah, another graphic novel. I was also out of graphic novels, so I needed to pick up some. So I figured I'll pick up some sequels. That way I can also read the first ones again, and then these ones. The next one is Monstrous Volume 2. This has the most stunning artwork I've ever seen in a graphic novel, and I love it. It's really hard to get into at first, but after I read it, I think for the second time, I really started to understand what was going on, so I am happy to finally pick up Volume 2. So the next two I got are both romance books. The first one is Sea of Ruin by Pan Godwin, I believe. I heard Riley Marie say very good things about this book, and it's been on my radar for a while now, but that was all I needed to pick it up. The next one is Kings of Chaos, and I kind of just picked this one up on a whim because I saw people recommending it if you liked some of C.M. Stunich's books, and so I picked it up because I cannot be stopped, really, like, seriously. The next is a mystery thriller, and that is The Hunting Wives. I saw this on sale again, so I picked it up. I love mystery thrillers. I can't always justify buying the physical copies because they can get expensive, and once you know what happens, it's kind of it for it. So I like getting the Kindle versions of these so that I can read them whenever I want, wherever I want. Next, this one I'm really excited for because I've heard nothing but good things about this, and I really want to get the audiobook for it, but that is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I read The Martian a few years ago and watched the movie, and I absolutely loved it. It was funny, it was sad, it was so unique from anything I'd ever read, so this one I've been hearing so much praise for, and I need to get to this one. I'm hoping sometime early next year I can get to it, but until then, it will be here waiting for me. The next book I heard really good things from Gabby Reads, and that is Razorblade Tears. I think the last name's like Cosby. I'm sorry. Everything will be here so that you can see the authors. But this is essentially, I think, two fathers go on like a revenge kind of killing to get revenge for their sons who were murdered. And it just sounds so good, and Gabby made it sound so good, so I'm going to check this one out. It was on sale, so I was happy to see that. I mean, everything's on sale. Like, Christmas is coming, so everything's on sale, and I love it because I can get all the good books, especially ones that just came out this year. Why not? And the last one that I have for you for this video, will it be the last book I buy this month? I don't know, probably not, but it's the last one I have on this list as of right now, and that is The Beautiful Ones by Silvia Moreno Garcia. I read Mexican Gothic by her this year, and I really loved it, and I've been hearing some interesting things about this one. I think it's like telekinesis or something, which, hello, like, yes, give me all of the cool, unique, magic, powery kind of things. Like, this just sounds so good, so I picked that one up. Okay, that was everything. I know it was a lot. I'm sorry I didn't go into detail on all of them, but there's just too many and this video would be too long. So like this video if you liked it, comment down below letting me know what books I should get to first, and subscribe if you want to. I'd really appreciate it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.